Hi there folks, this is your instructor Terry Austin and I'm going to show you today how to get registered for Mastering A&P. You need this access because it's how you're going to be doing your required homework that's going to count for at least 15% of your total grade in this course, perhaps more depending on which course you're taking. There are three scenarios we'll consider in this video. First, we'll assume that you do not have an access code, which is how you show you paid for the service and you need to buy access. You might have gotten a book from a friend, or maybe you rented a book without access to mastering. These are the scenarios where this might be relevant. And here you simply may want to buy access to do homework, and you don't need an e-text version of the textbook because you've already got a book. So that's one option. Another option we'll take a look at is how you might buy access to Mastering A&P and get an e-text. This, by the way, is the cheapest way to get your textbook. Third, we'll look at using an access code that came with your new textbook to get you signed up for an account so you can do your homework online and get access to the study area. Let's begin here at www.masteringA&P.com, and the word "and" is spelled out there. And we want to click the student link. From here, we're going to click the OK Register Now button. And you're going to need the course ID. That's been made available to you over on Desire to Learn. If you don't have that, you can reach out to me by email or on GroupMe, or simply go read that over on Desire to Learn in the Things to Do Immediately area. I'm going to enter a code here. This happens to be for A&P 1 online in spring 2018. So if that's you, then yay. But if you're watching this later than that or taking another course, then make sure you put in your own account. Or your own course ID. I'm going to click continue, and we have a couple of options here. You need to sign in with your username or password if you've already got a Pearson account. Maybe you took A&P before, or maybe you use something like My Math Lab. If you have an account already, using just one account rather than having several is always a good idea. It avoids confusion, it avoids complications. Here, though, we're going to create a new account so you can see that process. You'll need to enter the information that's asked for on this page and then check the first checkbox saying you agree to the license requirements. You're not going to have to check that second checkbox. You can if you want to, but it's optional. I'll take a moment here and enter the information to create a new account, and we'll make this go a little fast so you don't have to watch the whole thing. There are three options on this page to get you access for mastering. Two you need to pay now, one you may have already paid for. And let's take a look at the first option here, $68.95. Now this gets you access to Mastering A&P so you can do your online homework and get to the study area. $68.95, however, does not get you access to an e-text, and you might want that. It also does not get you access to Learning Catalytics. That's an issue because that's how I'm going to give the pre-exam reviews. You can buy Learning Catalytics separately. It would cost you $12. We'll show you that another time. So $68.95 is the cheapest buy-in on this page. $115 is the next option, and this actually is the cheapest way to get a textbook for this course. $115.95 gets you access to mastering, gets you access to the study area in mastering. It gets you an e-text, which is good for 18 months, and it gets you access to Learning Catalytics. So it's kind of a one-stop shop. It gets you everything you need for the course, textbook-wise, except for the lab book, which you've got to buy through Temple College. The third option, which we see here on the left, is an access code. Now, you may have gotten an access code if you bought a brand new book from our bookstore. Some of the renting agencies may also include that. I can't vouch for that, don't really know. I'm not going to be generous enough to click on buying a book, so I'm not spending $68.95 or $115 to make you guys this video. Click those, follow the links, it's quite simple. What I am going to do here, though, is click Access Code and show you what the process is like if you bought a new book or possibly rented a book that did include an access code. That access code, by the way, probably came in a cardboard folder that you have to tear open. So tear that open now, find the access code, and I'll help you get signed in. We can paste that code in, so I'm going to do that now. and click Finish. Here I'll type in my course ID. Actually, I'm going to paste it in and click Continue. And now I'm asked to enter my Temple College ID. In this case, I'm going to paste in something that will correspond to my ID. And hit Continue. And here we find ourselves in the course. Now I'm on the course homepage and I can see everything that's coming up. One thing I like on this page is I can click the calendar view. The calendar view is really very informative because it gives me this calendar on the left that shows kind of what's coming up. Any day that's blank is kind of cool and cuddly. There's nothing to. Any day that's got these little icons on there, blue dots, orange flames, orange squares, things like that, there's something due. So there's actually something due in this class on this Friday, which is tomorrow. I'm going to click that. And on this panel, you can actually see what those assignments are. Some only have 1 or 2 items. Some have got more. It looks like this particular day, there's 3 things due. I'll click there, and you can see the assignments that are due on any given day. You can scroll through the whole semester. Usually what I do is, for you guys, I put up on any given day all of the assignments that are due up until the next exam. So here in this example, if I look at January, there's nothing due the 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th. There's things due on the 19th, the 20th. If you can see an item on the calendar, you can do it. So, for instance, this day, there's something due on a Sunday. If you don't want to work on a Sunday, that's cool. I appreciate that. Today happens to be Thursday. I can see the stuff that's due on Sunday. I can do it any time before it's due. By the way, assignments on the calendar are due 1 minute before midnight. So you have literally every moment of that day until the last minute before midnight to get something done. So if there's something you want to do ahead so you can have a day off, that's great. Just do it ahead. If you happen to do the work past the due date, though, you're going to get a 0 on that work. No worries. You have 2 and only 2 free passes for any 2 assignments all semester long. I don't need an excuse. I don't need to hear why you didn't get them done. Simply do the work. Let me know in an email the name of the assignment. In this case, maybe like Chapter 4, Chapter Quiz, or Chapter 4, Module 5, and I'll extend the date after you've done the work, and you can have credit on those. Again, you have 2 of those all semester long. Before we close this video, let me show you one more thing. Over here on the left-hand menu, you've got a couple of items that are worth taking a look at. Scores, if you click that, you can see your current grade as of the day you click it. Just below that, there's eText. That's where you're going to access your electronic textbook if you've bought a copy. By the way, if you bought a brand new book from the bookstore, you have eText included. You also can get to the study area, and I want to take you here briefly and show you this. There's some details from this in other videos that are available to you, so I'm not going to give you a full tour, but I want to show you at least how to get there. Left-hand side, click the study area. There's a lot happening here in the study area. At the top, there is a menu that if you toggle it open, it shows you all of the chapters. You can go to any individual chapter. By the way, you have to select the chapter and then click Go. And for any given chapter, there's lots of stuff you can use to help you study. There's some drag and drops, there's some art labelings, there's some flashcards, lots of good stuff here. Also on the left-hand menu is PAL and PAL flashcards. These are really, really handy. So pop these open, begin to play with these. They're quite good and they're quite handy to help you study. We also have some lab videos that will help, some bone and dissection videos. As we open the bone dissection videos, you can see that there's pretty much any bone in the body or any bone group in the body is going to have a video dedicated to it. The same is true for dissections. And even though we don't do dissections at Temple College, there's some great things to study here. Brain, for instance, when we get to the nervous system, same thing for the cow eye. Sheep, heart, and kidney, great if you're taking A&P 2 right now. So those are bone and dissection videos, and they were here on the left-hand side in bone and dissections. There's also some really interesting pre-lab videos you can take a look at here that are helpful for several different things. Blood typing, compound microscope, diffusion osmosis, ECG. You can read what's available here. Also, some other great things to study here. There are the Why This Matters videos that help you to explain why every single chapter we go over is handy. A&P flicks, those are some really cool videos that you'll see come up time and time again in lecture videos from me or possibly as separate assignments in mastering. So you can click these open and watch them at any time. They're here in the study area. There aren't any questions associated with them for assignments for a grade, but you'll see those over on the calendar. So lots of good stuff in the study area. I recommend you get in here and study. I am going to open PAL 3.1 and show you. This is a great way to get in and study and find things that are in your lab book. So you can pick cadaver anatomical models like we have at the Temple College Lab, histology. You can see some great items here. So on histology, which will come up in A&P 1 on the first test, you can look at any organ system and see the tissues of that particular part of the body. So connective tissue, for examples, we have blood vessels, fat cells, canaliculi and bone, lots of things here to take a look at. So kind of dive in, take a look, and just begin to get comfortable with the things that you find here in the study area. So with that, I'm going to close out this video. Thanks for your time. I'll see you online or see you in class.